Why are there allegorical elements in the Genesis narrative? Imagine reading a story that has layers beyond what you see on the surface. That's exactly what many scholars and traditions believe about the stories in Genesis. These stories aren't just simple tales, they contain symbols and hidden meanings that help us understand deeper truths. In Jewish tradition, the Genesis stories are seen as having multiple levels of meaning. The most straightforward is the literal or historical level, telling us what happened. But there are also allegorical levels, which use symbols and metaphors to express ideas about God, the universe, and human nature. This way of reading helps explain complex ideas that are hard to describe with just facts. For example, the story of creation in 6 days is not only about how the world was made. It also symbolizes divine order and the process of bringing chaos into harmony. The formation of Eve from Adam's rib isn't just a physical story. It shows the close relationship between man and woman and the idea of partnership. Names in Genesis, like Adam meaning earth or Eve meaning life-giver, carry symbolic meanings that add layers to the story. Allegories also serve to teach moral lessons. The story of the serpent in Eden isn't only about a snake. It represents temptation and the human struggle with making moral choices. These stories are meant to guide behavior and understanding, not just recount historical events. Another reason for allegory is to respond to the surrounding cultures of ancient times. Many early Genesis stories may have been shaped to contrast monotheism with the polytheistic myths of neighboring peoples. Using allegory, the stories could communicate powerful ideas about one God and moral values without directly confronting other beliefs. Different Jewish thinkers have approached Genesis stories in various ways. Some, like Philo of Alexandria, embraced allegorical interpretations to uncover spiritual meanings. Others preferred a literal reading. This diversity shows how rich and flexible Jewish scriptural understanding can be. When we interpret Genesis allegorically, we see it as a source of ongoing reflection about life, morality, and our relationship with God. These stories become more than just ancient tales. They are tools for understanding ourselves and the world around us. So, the reason for allegorical elements in Genesis is to communicate profound truths that go beyond the surface. They help us see the stories as symbols of divine principles, moral lessons, and the nature of existence itself. This approach allows the stories to speak to us across generations, offering guidance and insight that remains relevant today.